Hey everybody, Rebecca Vernon here, Bloody Yeshua Ministries. Yesterday I brought a video to you guys about cracking the code of Jade Helm for at least for hostile Texas. I had shown you all some information that I thought was pretty important regarding the locations of Jade Helm within Texas and the prisoner of war camps from World War II, and along with some information presented by a Freedom Watcher about the objective of the exercise, and where I had to actually end the presentation because I had to leave, and where we ended was interesting. We had just brought up DARPA and the fact that it's funding this mission and the use of synthetic biology tools. And I want to show you, I guess, what we found when we put synthetic biology tools into Google DARPA. So got that pulled up here. Okay, so this is just kind of a review. Over here we have El Paso, where ISIS is just right here. Well, I guess I should show you this. This is actually more accurate here. El Paso. Over here we have Midland, where the Walmart and Lowe's are, and then Lubbock, where reports the ground missiles. Here in Hedspeth we have the Jade Helm. One thing I found out last night, supposedly, is here, and here, which is funny because my husband and I had said that these three were the important ones, that all of these were distraction. But apparently here, and here, we have underground bases. So, yeah, I found that interesting. I know that there's an underground base here. Apparently there's reports that, and I don't know where it's at on this map, but in Iran, Texas, spelt with two N's. I'm trying to remember the county. I can't think of it right now off the top of my head, but apparently there's a underground base there so huge that there's 7-story tall buildings there and thousands of people. So that's pretty crazy. So I just wanted to kind of show you this to give you a little bit where we left off. If you'll notice, all these orange stars are the prisoner of war camps from World War II. These red stars, this is a Fort, gotta look at my notes to remember. That's Fort Bliss. And then we have over here Sam Houston and Fort Hood. These were repatriation camps in World War II for the German prisoners of war. And this is FEMA. This is Raytheon. This is Zodiac Aerospace. I didn't mark all of the bases, but this is the Air Force Base there in Wichita Falls, and this is Alliance Air Force Base. So anyway, just to kind of, we were listening to the, what tipped me off on this was he was talking about climate and quoting that they were going to be doing these exercises, that it had nothing to do with Iran or Iraq, that they were looking past that, and that they wanted to basically train in the same conditions realistic military training, RMT, is where, you know, so basically the Geneva Convention, or yeah, I kept saying code yesterday, it's convention, had something to do with prisoners of war have to be housed in climates similar to their own or where they were captured. Texas has been considered a climate that is similar to that of North Africa, so the Middle East. Also, it's associated with Europe. So I don't know, you can go one of two ways with this. I mean, as you can see here, this border here, it looks like you know, clearly it's lining up with the Mexican border. So either they're getting ready to cinch off rebellious Texas, who's not going along with the administration's plans to default against the Constitution, or they're trying to defend the border, which, you know, as someone who lives in Texas, doesn't quite make sense, because when they were failing to protect the border, Texas kind of stepped up. When Arizona was defending the border, Obama was saying that was unconstitutional. So not really sure what to think. I do think, as we covered the math yesterday, these camps back in the 40s at normal capacity, not over capacity or with crowding, normal capacity, could hold anywhere between 99 and 176,000 people. So not all of them are still there, clearly, but I'm sure that there have been other facilities built since then. I had stated that right here in Wichita Falls, or not, sorry, Gainesville, at the house base, I had actually thought that it was no longer there, but my husband informed me, he actually used to work for Zodiac Aerospace, that I was wrong. Part of it is still there, because the building in which Zodiac operates is part of the former base. So that one is still there. We're actually tomorrow going to go check out this one here in Princeton. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of get you up to speed with where we were and why I'm about to tell you that synthetic biology tools is all linked to this. Another thing I want to show you, if I can, I'll show you later, but this configuration here, I'll come back to it later. I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but I'll keep it in mind. So, but yeah, this is just another recreation of that. The black is the JH-15 locations. The brown is World War II POW camps. So very interesting what we have going on here. So I just want to show you what I found when I put in synthetic biology tools for DARPA. It brought us to this website here. And DARPA's vision of breakthrough is to rethink complex military systems to help enable faster development and integration of breakthrough military capabilities. Basically, if you read this, it's going to sound pretty much like echoings of this entire operation. We're so loud. Just walk normal, because the more you try to be quiet, the louder you are. My husband's creeping around trying not to be loud while I do the video. But anyway, master the information explosion, developing novel approaches to deriving insights from massive data sets with powerful big data tools. Developing technology to ensure that data and systems with which critical decisions are made are trustworthy, such as automated cyber defense capabilities. I think my computer froze, you guys. And we're unfroze. Okay, 3, harness biology as technology. And this is where it gets interesting. To leverage recent breakthroughs in neuroscience, immunology, genetics, and related fields. This is where it has to do with the synthetic biology tools, which has enabled a new level of momentum for the agency's portfolio of innovative bio-based programs. DARPA's work in this area includes programs to accelerate progress in synthetic biology. Look at this, guys. Outspace the spread of infectious disease and master new neurotechnologies. New neurotechnologies. Let's have a look at that real quick. So I did a couple of searches, and we'll look at those. I split up Jade and Helm and did a search, like 15 DARPA Jade, 15 DARPA Helm. This is what came up on my search for 15 DARPA Helm. DARPA zombie helmet for American troops. While the video, which is very short, wasn't very informative, this information down here is, this is from 2010. So we can only imagine really the advancements that have been made since 2010. DARPA working to develop helmets for U.S. Army that can control soldiers' brains. Blue Sky research from the Pentagon. Gadget installed inside of troops' helmets. Remote control of brain activity using ultrasound. Okay. Neurotechnology. That's something that we're going to see again before the end of this video. Let's see. Already, scientists have devised cutting-edge brain stimulation methods. Transcranial pulsed ultrasound. So, yeah, y'all can look at that at your leisure, but let's take a peek at this video. It's a really annoying song that I don't really care for, but while this is playing, I'll see if I can't find that video from yesterday.
Library ports, A ports, G sorts. This exercise is routine training to maintain a high level of readiness for Army Special Operations Forces, because they must be ready to support potential missions anywhere in the world on a moment's notice. Army Lieutenant Colonel Mark Lastoria. Up-to-date document. There's been questions about the Jade document being verifiable. It comes from a DoD website.
Okay, so I found this video. I want to let y'all hear what I'm talking about, this synthetic biology on here.
You're up to date on Windows 8.1. You go to the Windows store to buy an app, which means that it runs on an operating system, which means that
listen to this,
on a handheld device, which means that they can use it in a field, which means that they can use it from a computer, from their labs, or so on and so forth. That's basically what this is. this program is. It is basically being used for mapping. That's what Jade is. Not the Helm is as well, but Jade is more of mapping. They're trying to map. Map what is the question? Well, there is no date on it. There is a projected year for the next testing exercise, which is in 2000.
Let me see if I can fast forward to find it.
Which includes all actions from planning through force integration. It involves all levels of command from strategic. The letters of invitations obtained from Jade on the original document uses case-based planning and knowledge-based. Contractors are closely tracking long-range DoD control research program. This is the website.
Sorry.
Raytheon's rise in profits reflects
Here we go.
New world order. You can go check out their website at that link.
Here's Raytheon. He just brought up
Defense
Raytheon.
Secretary Robert Gates stated in April that substantial funding will go to intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities necessary to succeed against insurgents. In other words, local militants. Contractors are closely tracking long-range DoD planning to better position themselves for future contracting opportunities. Washington Technology. This is the link for Raytheon Technology, BBN Technologies. Innovation on demand. We read this previously. A world-class quantum research team is enabling next-generation quantum sensing, quantum communications, and quantum computing. BBN's multi-sensor processing systems are in use in the U.S. Navy, the U.S. Royal Air Force, and the Canadian Navy. Our software has been a major part of every generation of North American tactical IP military network. We continue to lead in speech recognition technology, making dramatic improvements in accuracy. Call center analytics, there's a ton here. The worst one of all, synthetic biology tools, sensor systems, network and communications, immersive learning, distributed systems, cyber security, cloud computing, big data. And there's probably more that we're not being shown. Moving on. What does the Jade software do?
Okay. So that's where I got that from. Okay, right here. Rethinking complex military systems. Y'all can go look at this. Okay. And they basically lay out all their plans. This is what's coming to the Jade Helm states. This is what they will be exercising. And now, let's see. Here's a little. Oh, that's not it. I made a post yesterday. Living for the Lord Doomsday Deliverance Disciples. It's a group on Facebook that I run. Feel free to join us. Made this post last night. Synthetic living cells become reality in 2011. At least that's when they were, the announcement was made. How far has DARPA advanced this $14.4 billion a year project since? Now, this industry makes more in the upwards of $450 billion a year, but DARPA is getting $14.4 billion from the government in order to advance synthetic biology tools. So back in 2011, synthetic living cells became a reality. So let's watch this 50-second video right here. I'm sorry, let me turn on the volume.
In the future, will we get our materials from chemical refineries that look like this? Or will we get new high-performance materials produced cleanly and sustainably from bioprocesses like this? In partnership with DARPA,
good,
the Defense
right?
Advanced Research Program Agency, Amyris, a California biotech company, is using biology to make innovative materials as an alternative to petroleum products. With the ability to quickly code DNA programs into microbes, synthetic biology is leading a clean industrial revolution behind the 350 billion. Biology is leading a clean with the ability to quickly code DNA programs into microbes. With the ability to quickly code DNA programs into microbes. With the ability to quickly code DNA programs into microbes, synthetic biology is leading a clean industrial revolution behind the $350 billion bioeconomy. Under the DARPA Living Foundries program, Amyris is opening the door to a future where the possibilities for new materials are virtually infinite.
Okay, so that was just 50 seconds of it. Hope you caught that. DNA coding there. So here's a little more. This is a 3-minute video.
The vast number of stars in the Milky Way is far surpassed by the number of microbes in a handful of soil.
Point out that symbolism
Each microbe
right here.
is a biological factory, converting biomass into materials that microbes use. Synthetic biology puts these biological factories to work, making the materials that people use, like polymers, fuels, and pharmaceuticals. At the core of biology is DNA, the genetic code living organisms read as instructions for making materials. Much like computer programmers encode digital information with zeros and ones, DNA encodes information in 4 characters: A, T, G, and C. Making new materials with microbes starts with writing new DNA code quickly and accurately into the cell. Based in the San Francisco Bay Area, Amyris, a biotech company, partnering with DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Program Agency, is encoding DNA to create high-performance materials to meet the needs of a growing world.
This is the vastness of chemistry that goes on inside a living cell. This is sucrose. Yeast is programmed to take sucrose and through a series of chemical transformations, make that sucrose into ethanol. Each one of those transformations, that pathway is encoded entirely in the DNA. So if we want to make something a little more interesting than ethanol, these hydrocarbons down here, we need to recode that DNA so that it's not making ethanol, but rather making the hydrocarbons. If you can do that, you can get to the efficiencies needed to provide these new materials for the things we use in everyday life.
Working with Amyris, the DARPA Living Foundries program has increased the speed of programming microbial DNA by more than 10 times.
So why is speed and accuracy so critical? Well, consider this programmable device. It can do a lot of things. We can program a lot of functionality into this. Now imagine the only way to program functionality into this device was using these punch cards. With DNA programming, we are just beginning to get out of the slow, imprecise programming that we've had into direct programming of DNA into the microbe for the functionality that we want.
Using Amyris's Thumper software, scientists code new DNA instructions for a microbe's genome into a computer.
Even a few years ago, it would take me months of time in the lab to build the next strain. Now, this is how I do genetic engineering.
Using Thumper, we're able to translate our ideas using a special programming language into DNA in only weeks. And the software then translates those instructions into real instructions for the robots in the lab to translate those ideas into actual using a special programming language into DNA in only weeks. And the software then translates those instructions into real instructions for the robots in the lab into DNA in only weeks. And the software then translates those instructions into real instructions for the robots in the lab in only weeks. And the software then translates those instructions into real instructions for the robots in the lab and the software then translates those instructions into real instructions for the robots in the lab to translate those ideas into actual microbes that they can then test and get data back from.
Rapidly encoding DNA into a microbe dramatically expands the possibility of new materials that can be manufactured. When a microbe reaches commercial targets, production can be scaled up to millions of liters. Under DARPA's Living Foundries program, Amyris developed an innovative technology for assembling DNA code into instructions. The ligase cycling reaction, or LCR, doubles the speed at which new DNA code can be written into thousands of DNA instructions. All of this new DNA code must be proofread to ensure that it is written accurately. Amyris has developed a new technology to proofread DNA code so that any errors are efficiently eliminated. In the past, new lines of DNA code could only be proofread one line at a time. Now, multiple lines of new code can be proofread in parallel by placing each line of DNA in a tiny droplet and moving it through the editing process using sound waves. These droplets are simultaneously fed into a next by placing each line of DNA in a tiny droplet and moving it through the editing process using sound waves. Proofread in parallel by placing each line of DNA in a tiny droplet and moving it through the editing process using sound waves. These droplets are simultaneously fed into a next-generation sequencer that reads all of their DNA code at the same time. The result is a high-throughput pipeline to proofread the thousands of lines of new DNA code that are written by engineers every week. Finally, multiple lines of DNA code can be simultaneously written into a microbe's genome using advanced CRISPR protocols. This further improves the speed of DNA programming by a factor of 6. These advanced technologies, developed under the DARPA Living Foundries program, are leading the synthetic biology industrial revolution that drives a $350 billion bioeconomy. Quickly and accurately coding DNA into microbes opens the door to a bio-based future in which the possibilities for new materials are virtually infinite.
Okay, wow. So we just saw this helmet that uses sound waves, and DARPA has spent billions of dollars using this synthetic biology that uses a tiny droplet and sound waves. So why is the Department of Defense getting involved in this? I mean, that's a good question that I'm not prepared to talk about right now, but we will probably in the future. Yes, most likely in the future. So let's see. We've looked at this one. We've looked at this one. And there was a more in-depth one here. Synthetic biology, inventing the future, the hottest new field in biotech. This one was crazy. The host encouraged citizen scientists of all ages, beginning with children, to explore genetic DNA science in their own homes. Where are you getting the DNA? That's a little strange to me right there. A little crazy. So we looked at that. So I told you I looked up 15 Jade DARPA, and I came up with this, which is BioJade, a design and simulation tool for synthetic biological systems. Look at this date, you guys. I don't know if that's his birthday. I'm not sure. Probably. Oh, okay, yes. Date issued 2004. So this was a while ago. It came out at MIT in 2004. And it says the next generations of both biological engineering and computer engineering demand that control be exerted at the molecular level. That's a little crazy. Creating, characterizing, and controlling synthetic biological systems may provide us with the ability to build cells that are capable of a plethora of activities, from computation to synthesizing nanostructures. Synthesizing nanostructures, huh? To develop these systems, we must have a set of tools, not only for synthesizing systems, but also designing and simulating them. The Jade project provides a comprehensive, extensible design and simulation platform for synthetic biology. I'm sure that was that computer program they were showing us in that last video. Jade is a graphical design tool built in Java. Yes, utilizing a database back end and supports a range of simulations using an XML communication protocol. Jade currently supports a library of over 100 parts with which it can compile designs into actual DNA and then generate synthesis instructions to build the physical parts. The Jade project contributes several tools to synthetic biology. Jade in itself is a powerful tool for synthetic biology designers. Additionally, we develop and now make use of a centralized BioBricks repository, which enables the sharing of BioBrick components between researchers and vastly reduces the barriers to entry for aspiring synthetic biologists. That was in 2004. So this is from science.gov, your gateway to U.S. federal science. That was where I pulled this article here from. And let's see. There were some other interesting things on here earlier. Jadeite. No. Shock-induced formations in Germany. Volume thermal expansion along the jadeite. High pressure single crystal X-ray diffraction study of jadeite. Cosmocore. Heat capacity and thermodynamic properties for coesite and jadeite examination. Heating effect on serpentine jades. This one's from NASA. So basically, I guess it's affected by heat. So anyway, that came up on a search for DARPA 15 Jade. This video here, The Beast is Coming, Jade Helm 15, CERN, and Microsoft. Get this out now. Let's see what he has to say, guys.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Freedom Fighter 2127.
Do you know what you're... Let's check real quick. That might be the same guy who sparked my realization about the prisoner of war camps. Let's check real quick. Where'd the video go? Sorry, guys. I tried to be organized. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. I just had it too. That's the sad part.
preliminary force deployment plan. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Freedom Fighter 2127.
Okay,
Jade Helm,
Freedom Fighter 2127. Is this the same guy?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Freedom Fighter 2127.
Okay, it is. So let's see what he has to say.
Do you know what you're staring at? This is the new Microsoft. The era of holographic computing is here. This ties to CERN because of this. I'm going into the facts before I show you what they're showing us. This is a video. It's been compiled by Black Child, and here's what the quote was. We can understand how to take the light that bounces off of me and you into that camera and take that signal and put it into mom and pop's living room TV. Now imagine in 10 years or 20 years, we would be able to take, instead of our photons, they can take me and you and put them into mom and pop's living room. Holographics. This is CERN. If you notice his neck, it says CERN, or just to kind of verify. This is a video on 60 Minutes. Anyways, the era of holographic computing is here. I've said many times that the powers that be have technologies that are way far in advance compared to what they give us. Ours are junk compared to what they have. But that's not the point. The point is they're preparing people to accept the mark of the beast. And because of all this cool technology, notice the purple colors in the background. It kind of stands for change. They're changing something, especially with compute. Now also think very carefully here, because the era, what era are we entering into? We're entering into the new age, if you would, of light and luminosity and love and harmony and peace. And what happens before we have to get to that new era is they have to destroy the old one. Now this is obviously New Age philosophy. I don't believe in the New Age. I'm a Christian, but I'm just showing you exactly what they're telling the people who are being deceived, who are in the New Age movement. Now, there's a video right here. I went ahead and take some snapshots of it, and one of the first pictures I wanted to display was the wristband. Notice how it's on his right hand. I think it's a he. Let's see. Yeah, it's a he. Mark of the beast. Very biblical. Moving on to the next picture here. Imagine, dreams, imagine. I actually think this is taken at CERN. I'm not entirely sure. It could be at NASA because there's space stuff. But the setup was the same as CERN, and they are using Dell computers, which was CERN as well. So I kind of wanted to try and figure out how to tie that in, but I guess it's either way. Okay, so this is before he pushes with things with his hand or a thought.
Now it's on his left hand.
Onto the wall. Because otherwise, how are you? Obviously, they're doing it. They're saying it's through gestures. I don't understand how you can say it's through gestures, but then have it completely do something else. Watch. I wish I could show you. Hang on. This is what he pulled up after he went like this on the wall, and you can see all the Skype and Windows boxes, or whatever you want to call them.
Why is this oven in his living room?
Start menu. TV. You don't need to buy a TV anymore. Guess what? You can imagine it there.
Is his bed in there too?
Mark of the beast technology. Forehead and hand. This is part of it. Obviously not an RFID chip, which most likely they'll integrate this into it to where you won't need to wear the funky old glasses. Look at this. Now you take this, because this is just general daily stuff.
This is Back to the Future.
And go ahead and put it into a military style
helmet
technology, if you would.
Helmet. Helm.
Can you imagine what they have for mapping people out?
Mapping.
Can you imagine that? I know I'm saying what they're saying, but can you just think about that for a minute here? If they're offering this technology, if it's in at least beta version and it's being ready to release, because obviously if they're showing it, they've got it ready. They release it to the public when they want to. Let's keep going. Look at this. Notice all the, I mean, there's just so much Illuminati symbolism. Look at all these triangles.
Oh my
everywhere.
gosh, it's like Minecraft. Ew.
Now, take this, put it into a military aspect of somebody who has been deployed. And they are, I don't know, they've just landed, they just touched down, I got on the ground. They need to quickly assess the situation, quickly get done with their mission and quickly plan their attack. Now, I'm using this picture. They use this picture as or they use this little room, or whatever you want to call it, as the play room, if you would. What we've been discussing lately with Jade Helm is specifically the word jade and what it means. Their technology, we have seen some little episodes of it here and there with soldiers who have invisible cloaks on. It sounds crazy, doesn't it?
It's for real.
It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. It's not crazy, and it is definitely not out of a sci-fi movie. It is reality. They have this technology, and part of this technology will be used in Jade Helm 2015. You know why? Because they are surveilling people. They are surveilling areas. Even their main picture, let me go back to it here. Master the human domain. Now, granted, that can mean
see right there,
human
everything
geography,
disappears.
like cultures and so on and so forth. But that also means
I haven't watched
where
this
people
video
are most
yet. We're
likely to
watching
go,
it together
surveilling land, surveilling
for the first time.
different areas, or so on and so forth, safe zones and things. Human domain. Think about that. Mastering the human domain. What does that mean? That's what they are doing at Jade Helm. It is so much bigger than a military drill, because Jade is all about deployment. I'm working up to that video right now. We're doing a lot of research, specifically on some of the DoD documents that we've found that have been online for a long time, and nobody even really knew what they were. Maybe somebody did, but hey, that's just for right now. Let me go back to the pictures here. I got a few more. In
the bathroom,
showing you
seriously?
how you can be talk while you're doing chores. I don't know. Trying to reel people in to buy this technology, and it's not even about spending money on it. What it is spending your soul on it, because a lot of this technology is going to include the mark of the beast and RFID chip as well. I really hope you guys are ready to have your mind blown.
Robots.
CERN ties to Microsoft because of this technology and holographs and mark of the beast. Jade Helm ties to Microsoft because of Jade and all of their technologies and their
software,
mapping, mastering the human domain and their crap, if you would. Get ready. Does anybody know who Raytheon is?
Oh my gosh, seriously?
Raytheon happens to be
McKinney, Texas.
BBN Technologies. Sorry, I get loud because I'm upset.
Boeing?
Our world-class quantum research team is enabling next-generation quantum sensing, quantum communications, and quantum computing. BBN's multi-sensor processing systems are in the U.S. Navy, the UK Royal Air Force, and the Canadian Navy. Our software has been a major part of every generation of North American tactical IP military network. We continue to lead in speech recognition technology, making dramatic improvements in accuracy. And there's some other here. Learn more about our technology solutions. Shooter detection for helicopters. Shooter detection for vehicle and fixed positions. Shooter detection for dismounted troops. Automated monitoring and translation of foreign news broadcasts. Portable real-time two-way translation. Automated monitoring and translation of foreign language websites. Multifunction Android situation awareness device. Passive infrared image capture device. Unattended video ground sensors, big data, cloud computing, cybersecurity,
Diablo. Do you see that?
immersive
Diablo.
learning, networking, communications, quantum physics, sensor systems, speech, language, and multimedia technologies, synthetic biology tools, biotech,
DARPA and
tech.
Raytheon.
I can keep going. You ready for the next little kicker here? I've said this before. This is a DoD document. J-A-D-E. Jade. Joint Assistant for Development and Execution. BBN Technologies. Let me go back to that other little thing here just to clarify. Because what they just showed in their pictures here, Raytheon shoots on target.
Oh.
Raytheon, BBN Technologies. BBN Technologies. Now, just because there's some people that are saying that Jade is not a part of Jade Helm, this is a, hold on, let me go. I don't know why I keep jumping around. I apologize. Jade Helm The use of the word Jade ties in because they are mastering the human domain, mapping. That's what it is. It's very simply put, mapping. Mapping. DARPA, DOD, Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. Jade Helm is a lot bigger than World War III, and a lot bigger than a civil war, and a lot bigger than martial law.
Tell them. Tell them the truth.
It's the next step.
Tell them.
If it goes live. I always like to say this because there's always a possibility that they can have something go wrong with their research, have something go wrong in their planning,
Pray for
have
it.
something go wrong in their execution, and it gets pushed back.
Like the magnet.
However,
for
Jade,
CERN.
this project,
Break
if you
down the
notice the date,
collider.
was posted in 2001 of August. You see how long they've been trying this? This is not
Planning
something
it.
new. They've been doing it the whole time. How many people have heard of what's called gang stalking? How many people have heard of what's called harassment? How many people have heard of what's called intimidation campaigns?
Getting chills.
Well, welcome to the little project behind it, because they're mapping people, surveilling individuals. We see role players everywhere. They need these role players be able to walk in Arizona, be able to walk up to 18 miles per day, drive 12 hours a day. I think this is the correct amount. But to surveil what? Walmart's shutting down. Facebook is part of DHS and Walmart. Hang on one sec here. And they're building facial recognition software over, I think it was like 4 years ago.
No.
In 2010, let me find it here.
Longer than
Homeland
that.
Security taps new partner in terror fight.
I'm gonna show
Walmart
you in a
and
minute.
Facebook and Home Depot and other corporations. See something, say something. Everything is tying together. The other one I didn't put yet because I'm working on another article with it. U.S. Postal Service joins in federal ammo purchases. Notice how this was posted last year. On April 14th, 2014, exactly this time last year, 6 days ago last year. The U.S. Postal Service ordered a very large amount of ammunition, as well as the Social Security Administration, 174,000 rounds of 357 SIG. Before that, it was the Department of Agriculture, requesting 320,000 rounds. More recently, the Department of Homeland Security raised eyebrows with its request for 450 million rounds.
Yep.
At about the same time, the FBI separately sought 100 million hollow point rounds. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration also requested 46,000 rounds.
What for?
Philip Van Cleve, president of Virginia Citizens Defense League, asked, why exactly does a weather service need ammunition? It is all about mapping. Weather service. What do? Satellite images of maps. There are other levels in government which are more dangerous. Excuse me. Hang on. There are other levels in the United States government which are more dangerous than the CIA, NSA, FBI, DOD, and so on and so forth. They're the ones that map because they know every single thing about you. Everything. Profiling. Facebook. What do you look like on a daily basis, even if you don't update your Facebook? Well, did you just go to Walmart? Because they have little pinhole cameras that are facial recognition software. I understand I may sound a little nutty right now, and I'm not trying to. I know this is a lot of documents, or excuse me, a lot of information all at once, and a lot of it is not, you're not really visually seeing it being documented. Some of it you are. Some of this the main stuff I'm trying to cover, which is BBN technologies and the era of holographic computing and so on and so forth, how it ties to CERN. But there's something else with this, and I mentioned it just 2 seconds ago. Weather service. Why does the weather service need ammunition? It's called geospatial engineering. It's used in major crises across the planet. One of their incidences would be the Haiti earthquake.
Satellites.
They knew everything. Because of geospatial engineering. The mapping is what they are working on currently. It's the new field. Gotta love those new fields. Well, what do you think they're doing? Jade Helm, surveillance, mapping, master the human domain. Let me go back to the other page here. I don't like Windows anymore. Master the human domain. Now, this is their official picture. I really do wonder what this shoe means. I like to look at it as either they're stepping on our rights or so on and so forth. There's a lot more that could be said about this image here. I haven't done the research on that. I've been kind of focusing on all this other stuff with Jade Helm and technologies and stuff, the wonderful world of technology we live in. The beast is coming. Now, also, just to finish off these pictures here real quick. Breaking in technology, invasive. Mark of the beast. The beast is coming. Jade Helm is another step. It is not guaranteed that it's going to end the world tomorrow. So stop feeling the doom and gloom. Just realize that what is coming against you right now. That is the whole point. This is another one of their weapons, and they're using it to the best of their ability to attack each and every one of us, because they have mapped us. And it's not just me, or it's not just you, it's everybody. Profiling, that's everybody.
Separating, listing, categorizing.
I want to thank you all for watching. God bless. Be safe. Please check out the websites freedomfighterreports.com and exodusplan.net.
Okay. You know what? I can't believe I haven't done this sooner. Way to go, Freedom Fighter 2127. So, yeah. Like he said, no need to fear. We just need Jesus. I am also a Christian. If you can't tell by my username. Man. Generate synthesis instructions to build the physical parts. That's not what I'm looking for. The next big future. Oh, inventing new chemistries, processes for harnessing quantum physics. Rethinking complex military systems. Assuring dominance in the electromagnetic spectrum. So, they want to reassert their electromagnetic dominance in advanced algorithms to identify and counter unanticipated enemy radars in real time. Improving position, navigation, and timing without GPS. Maintaining air superiority in contested environments. DARPA is planning an effort to develop and fly X-plane prototypes, show what is possible with new air platform technology. We've been seeing that here. Some strange airplane activity here. So, and before they even announced Jade Helm, I knew something was up. Check it out. I knew something was up. Let's go to my channel here. And my playlist. And I have a look up, your redemption draws nigh. So I am in the usual flight path for DFW, and I've lived under it my entire life. I know the usual flight patterns for incoming and outgoing airplane traffic that is normal. I also know what, strange airplanes are, what is not normal for this area. So, let's see. Disappearing clouds and disappearing planes or drones. So yeah, I saw some of the Jade Helm videos had brought up these disappearing clouds.
Disappear.
So check this out.
Okay, watch this cloud. It's going to disappear for your very eyes. It's going to just disappear. On a chemtrail there. It was a lot bigger when it started. I waited to make sure it was going to disappear before I started filming. Saw another one do it just a second ago. They're doing something. Lord help us. Where did you go, disappearing plane? Disappearing clouds, disappearing planes. There you are.
I don't see it on here. There it is. Barely see it right there. And it disappeared.
There's another one.
So the trend is ever since October, these things showed up, and they're actually, I think they're drones. They don't act like the regular planes. And every time they show up, the weird clouds show up as well. And you can see it crossing by the moon there. Completely silent. Usually they leave a big trail too. So, all right.
Okay.
So, let's see.
Okay.
I have something better for you here. They were doing, okay, this is kind of crazy.
Welcome back.
Flying in patterns. There was this strange kite.
Hello, strange, mysterious, silent black plane.
I'm going to turn this down and narrate for you. I was sitting outside for quite a while, and I noticed there was a pattern going on. First, I noticed this kite. Someone had some mad kite flying skills, right? It was way up in the air. A couple hours later, I went back outside, and that kite was still in the same place and never fell. See this plane coming right here? It kept repeating itself. I felt like I was on the Truman Show. And then I noticed the other airplanes, and he just flashed his light at me. He saw me out there with my camera. But that was super close, by the way, when he did that. They must have repeated this same pattern 20 times, circling around this kite that never fell for hours and was tethered somewhere in the neighborhood. And he's going to cross around, come back, cross under a jet. Those people I've never seen before in the neighborhood. That jet right there. Here he comes. And it just repeated the same pattern over and over and over and over again. And it was totally like a Truman Show thing. And I don't even know how to explain it. And then a couple of days later, here come the military airplanes. And and then the drone. This time it has a trail behind it. He would cross under a drone usually. Then the drone would come. He'd cross under the jet, come back. But I don't even know. It's just circling around this weird kite. Over and over and over and over again. And it got to the point where I was just calling it as it would come. And now I'm about to show you the kite, I think. No, here comes the plane. It's gonna cross right by it. Look for the kite right in here. Oh, couldn't see it in that shot. Needless to say, it was not a normal kite. Here it comes again. That's what I thought. I see you too. I'm willing to bet. Come on over here. Oh, yep, there you are. Like clockwork. Shall we wait and see if it happens one more time? This is what's going to happen. It's hard to see because of the sun, but a drone, it's going to start over here. There's one going right now. It's really far away, but it'll streak across the sky over there where the clouds are forming. And the black jet that you saw over here, which is now gone, probably behind those houses, will appear in the sky along with the drone. Okay? And then, once I begin trying to focus on said drone and black jet from over here, we will see the crop plane. It gets closer and closer every time. So I'm going to leave the camera rolling this time and pray that I don't run out of memory. I give it less than 3 minutes. Let's look for that drone. See it because it's too far away. Oh, there it is. This might not be the same. Not sure if you can see it or kite. So here's the kite. It's still up there. Maybe. The reason I'm showing you this is I'm pretty sure they were practicing for the military planes that are about to do the same thing. I'm going to head back on my porch. Oh, I hear him. Okay. Let's see. It's down here. Zoom in. You can kind of see it. There's our strange kite that's been up in the air without falling for well over an hour. Oh, there we got our black jet. So now should make an appearance. Oh, here he comes. There he is. Told you. Now you'll see him circle that kite. Right by it. It's going to circle the house. And come out on the other side, but this one is going to circle around too. Just like clockwork. Very Truman Show-like. Okay, so that's going to happen exactly how you saw it all the other times.
Blocking my screen.
Absolutely no variation.
There he is. Here he comes. There he is. Like clockwork.
Of course, he has to slow down in order to meet the other plane. The only thing missing this time was the drone. And right there, we have him with the drone. Oh, or not. Which I'm not sure you can see. All right, I will go get my other. So, at that point, I went in to get a better camera, and I think they were hip to me. So they stopped.
Oh my gosh, this cloud is going
So,
to disappear.
okay. A couple more things to show you. So here is where they switch to the military planes, I believe. And this happened several times, but I was not camera ready this day.
Where's he coming from? Oh, there he goes. Crap. The sun.
Look how low he is.
Poor America.
Same pattern.
Yeah. Same path as that other plane. And it was. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's gonna come back around. Okay. Follows the same path as that other one. He'll come right through there. Here he comes.
Did you see him disappear?
My hands are just shaking.
You must have circled at least 5 or 6 times. There were maybe 2 of them. Might have been the same one, but there might have been 2.
Think you'll make one more turn?
Possibly.
See, I'm trying to watch it in the video, so I'm not even seeing it that close. I'm going to say he's going to come further that way.
Does it look like that one?
I don't know.
I'm
Over there.
on edge.
Nope. He's coming. Told you. But where? Here he comes.
You can hear him, but you cannot see him.
Like we got another guy watching. I'm not the only one watching this time. Guess he's making his circles further out that time.
Got
Oh, there
camera
goes another
shy.
jet.
So that was a couple of days after after this one, which is kind of hard to see. It happened so suddenly, and it was on my phone, and yeah, they were really high up. I don't even know if you'll get to see them. There was 2 of them.
I hope you saw that.
I think I put the pictures.
I hope you saw that.
Yeah, that's how fast it was. It was so fast. So yeah, there went 2 of them really fast. Anyway. So yeah, before they even announced this, there was some craziness going on, and we've had these disappearing clouds. I know that I had more.
Okay, watch this cloud. It's gonna.
More of these. So hold on just one second. Videos. Here was another one. We saw so many more that day. Well, this one, I changed the color because it was easier to see using the YouTube tool. Funny that train kept sounding every time something weird like that happened. But notice the heat on the house lines up with that cloud. I thought that was a little weird. You can still see it. Another disappearing cloud. That one took a little longer. Then there's these things here. There he is. Oh, on the same day this weird airplane stuff was going on, which is a little suspect. Did I freeze? Where'd he go? You see that? Right there? I was told by someone that's a plasma orb. I have no idea. But they're dropping something. No idea what it is. Another disappearing cloud. Okay, watch this cloud is going to disappear. What's that first one? These are strange clouds after military plane sighting. They expanded. See how that cloud is? And they look like they were dripping. Falling. I'm gonna fast forward a little and just let you see kind of the transformation. Won't make you watch the whole thing, but that one's starting to drip some more over there. See how it's getting bigger? Look, right by it. It looks like it's falling. Going on. Now, I've had people try to say that the disappearing clouds are from, look at that, are from high winds. And I do not buy that whatsoever at all. And I'll show you why. Okay, while I was filming these, I filmed a strange airplane, and you can go to my channel and look at this if you want. I'm not going to show all of this. But I call these fake clouds. They're fake. They're not real. Number one, they're lower than real clouds. Number two, they move at different speeds than real clouds. Number three, they only show up after high plane activity. Number four, sometimes they disappear or they grow. That's not normal cloud activity. So when I've had people say that the cloud disappeared because of high winds, debunked. Now, I want to point out that this is not on a time lapse. From the time it takes, I've sat and photographed clouds at night, like the sunset, 'cause the sunset's right here, usually, when it sets in its normal place, and the sunset's really beautiful. So I watched a wall cloud one night come here and then switch directions. But the normal time it would take for a cloud to move from here to here, it's about 45 minutes to an hour on, you know, normal wind conditions. Let's watch. Also, you see that dark shading right there? That's not normal. New clouds that were not there before. And the others have moved past the house. Or they're about to. I'm not in my usual view or the view I started out in because I moved to film that plane.
The clouds are moving. Because they're not real. Watch this. They're gonna pass by that house in less than 2 minutes. On a normal day, that could take half an hour.
Well, it sounds windier than it is because the porch I'm on at the corner of the house, the way it's built, catches all the wind. So there's even a slight breeze. But look at the trees.
It's good because I don't know how much time I have left on my phone memory. Yeah, and all you people that say those clouds that disappeared was because it was a windy day. No. Clouds blow away because it's a windy day. They don't disappear. Yeah. Here comes another one.
This always happens when there's like 0 real clouds in the sky. Like if you look around, there's nothing but these. Strange, weird clouds.
So my question,
Biochemically produced
the
clouds.
wind, which isn't blowing that hard, as you can tell from the trees, is it blowing harder or are we spinning faster? That's the big scientific question from the non-scientist. See, the trees are just, you can tell they're just like bent over from the extreme winds that are causing the clouds to
travel oh so fast. The fake clouds. It is from airplanes. There you have it. Okay, so yeah. Don't know what's going on, and as you can see from this one, I'm not gonna play the whole video for you, but watch this part right here. It's gonna shoot something out. I'm gonna go where it goes really slow. I mute that so I don't have right there. Watch it. I just happened to catch this on accident trying to take a photo still, and I was like, ooh, maybe I should slow the video down and see what's up with this. Watch it. Kind of pop up again, like it moves independently. And here it's going to pop back in. But yeah. Kind of crazy. Whatever it is, watch it. So there it goes. It moves. It shoots out from the plane itself. So I don't know if that was cloud seeding, whatever it was, but apparently this has all been going on. Like, I don't watch the news. I don't watch the weather. But ever since October, I've started using the weird airplane traffic as my weather report, because anytime we had a cloudless day, like, see this background right here? No clouds. Every time we have a day like that, there's all these weird airplane activities, and then these weird fake clouds, as I call them, machine produced, machine manufactured clouds, or biochemically engineered clouds, and then we have crazy weather the next day. So they've been a pretty reliable weather report for me. So to see the military planes, which I was like, okay, something's going to happen. And then people say Jade Helm, and then Freedom Fighter brings up the thing that reminds me of these prisoner of war camps. And this is what I didn't get to, and I'm going to have to wrap up. But if I pull this up really quick, and show you, see where they're strategically positioned right here. I want to show you what happens. Say they release something in the air. Say they're here and they release something in the air. What would happen in a fallout? How would that be carried across the state? Let's take a look at that really quick before I close this out. Find the website really fast. I hope I can. What would happen? I think it's here. You can actually view the fallout effects. Yeah. So I'm going to put in, just to show you, Dallas. once it unfreezes. And it's going to be the same no matter which weapon I choose. Because I've done this before. You're just going to have to take my word for it because Tim's saying dinner is ready. Oh, come on, unfreeze. Am I doing it right? It says drag the map. Let's try this a different way. You need I may not be able to show you, but for it and pull this thing up and look for yourselves. Yeah. Yeah, but I do want to tell you that the fallout, which is, you know, what carries the poisoning of the bomb, it all travels this way. So if they release something in the air, it's all going to get carried like this, northeast. So it's kind of interesting that this is their setup here, and that the whole, you know, MO of Jade, the Jade Helm DARPA is, you know, synthetic biology tools, and the release or the whatever infectious disease. I don't know. I'll get all these links together, you guys. It's just crazy to me. But remember, there's no need to fear. God's got our backs. I'm trying to find y'all. Going through all of these windows here. So I've got my Bible here. I'm serious though. Psalms. I brought this up in my last video. I didn't actually read it, but do you want to read it to you today? Yeah, if you want to look it up with me, it's Psalm 91. And it says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee. Amen, amen. I lost my place, sorry. There shall no evil befall thee. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, and the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon thee, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. His name is Jehovah. His son is Yeshua, Jesus the Christ. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him with long life. I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. The righteous shall flourish. So in these days, no matter what comes our way, whether this is just an exercise, whether this is some crazy DARPA thing, whatever it is, love your neighbor, love your Lord, and we shall flourish. Tell the world about Jesus, and I will talk to you guys later. God bless, and be safe in the world. We love you.